Alright, so you might look at this and think that it's Vampire Survivors. It sure looks like Vampire Survivors. It's based on that game, but this is most definitely not Vampire Survivors. Instead, what we have here is Vampire Crawlers, published by the same folks who made the original game. This is a card battler, action roguelite dungeon crawler, and it's actually a lot more engaging than you would think. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and jump into a new run, and I'll show you exactly how this works. So in this demo that is currently available on Steam, there are a couple of different maps based on the original Vampire Survivors maps. We'll go ahead and play with the Mad Forest. Those of you who played the original game, you're familiar with this place, but you're going to see we have a very different perspective than you might be used to. This is all going to be in a first person. What's going to happen is we can start moving around the dungeon, seeking out enemies to destroy, gathering up XP, building up our deck with better weapons and better gear, and then try to defeat the boss and descend down another level. There's going to be 4 levels in total before death does catch up to us. Let's get into our first round of combat. So what's going to happen here is we're going to draw some cards from our deck. Every card has a mana cost associated with it, and we only have a mana pool of 2 right now, which is very, very, very weak. What's going to happen, though, is we can place down something like, let's say, a whip, and I want to show you something really, really important in this game. If I place down a 0-cost card like this, whammo, what's going to happen is we've now built up a combo. This is going to empower the next mana cost up, so from 0 to 1. You'll see here this spinach, which was going to boost up our damage by 10% for the rest of this combat, now will boost us up by 20%. And if we then had a 2-cost mana card to stack on top of this, we could get some even better value out of that, then 3, then 4, and so on. If you have a lot of mana and a lot of cards to work with, you can get crazy powerful combos. If you don't have the right kind of card structure for those combos, well, things are going to fall apart kind of quickly. Let's go ahead and grab the Fire Wand. I think this is going to work out nicely for us. That's a 1-cost card, so if I take a look at my deck now, I've got 4 ways of building up a combo for a 1-cost card, and I'm very keenly aware of that. That's going to inform a lot of my decisions as I build up my character. Let's get into some more combat. We can do something similar here. What I'm going to do is an armor. That's going to empower my spinach, and that is enough power for my whip to just kill all of them in one shot. See? There we go. So now we're at level 3. Hollow Hearts, max health, then destroy the card. Could be useful, actually. Candle, attacks are going to deal splash damage. Also not bad. I think I'll take the Hollow Heart because just having more HP eventually will be nice early on. That's kind of an easy thing for me to build up. So let's go ahead and do, I guess in this case, an armor and a Fire Wand. Insta-kill all of them, and that's good to go. One thing I like about this game is it does not waste your time with a bunch of animations. If you know what you want to do, just go like armor, Fire Wand, boom. You can just play the cards in quick succession and just make this game very, very fast. Like, it does not waste your time, which is great. There's some loot over here. Let's go ahead and break this sucker up. What do we find? Ooh, that looks like an evolution to me. Hello! Okay, so I could evolve my whip, or I could evolve my Fire Wand. I'm going to evolve the whip. What is this going to do? Insert into one of them? Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see what happens. Whammo. This becomes the Bloody Tear. You guys might recognize these evolutions from the original game. This is now a 2-cost card. Does 5 times more damage and can crit and then heal me. So that could end up being really good. So now I have a 0, 1, and 2 path. Now the problem is I don't have enough mana to justify using this. So technically this evolution may be kind of a meh thing for me. Eventually, though, I'm hoping that it's going to be very, very good. Let's see what ends up happening with it. I'm going to go for, real quick, Antonio, so that I can boost up my Hollow Heart and get 6 max health before I destroy this card. Now it's permanently gone from my deck. And then we'll do this whip. Now, unfortunately, I don't have much defense, so we're going to take a little bit of damage to my health pool over here, but that's okay. Quick Fire Wand should be fine. It was not fine. I am wrong. Let's go ahead and pick up... Let's go ahead and pick up the Magic Wand here. I can cast this for free whenever you get a free card. And that still leaves me with 1 enemy. Somehow we did not finish all of them off. All right, now they're dead. That's fine. 2 damage down at this early in the game is not really a big deal. Plus, I am healing a smidge every time I get into combat, so it's perfectly fine. Let's go over here, deal with these guys. So we could just use Bloody Tear like right now and instant kill all of them. I don't even need to build any combo. Let's just go ahead and use that as my quick finisher and be done with some of these combats. Grab something from that little lantern. There's the boss right there. We'll come back to him in just a minute. I will do a quick Magic Wand, a quick spinach, and then we'll do a whip. They're finished. Cool. All right. Now, some characters are going to be a little bit different from others, right? So right now I'm playing with, I think, Antonio as my main character, and that determines what weapons I start with, some of my special abilities, and so on. There are others that are focused on getting lots and lots of XP, or if you play a certain type of card, it triggers more combo, that kind of stuff. Could place down the Bloody Tear right now. It does so much damage that it would wipe out pretty much everything right off the bat, and I'm gonna. Whammo! Look at that. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, I like that. Let's grab the light tome as well. This could get me a lot of mana. Remember, if we get a 0-cost card first, this will double the effect. So this is a way of me actually enabling using my bloody tear if I can. So we'll pick that up. I'll go ahead and real quick just do a whip and a light tome. There we go. Use the spinach. That way I have some damage built up in the top left. Cool. He's going to attack me. It's not really worth much, so I'll use Antonio. Antonio does mean that I get more damage every time I play a red card, so we'll do that. That means I'm building up that spinach a little bit more. Get some armor. Armor does go away at the end of every attack, so you only want enough to just defend, kind of like a Slay the Spire sort of a deal. That's sort of the idea. Let's go ahead and do another armor, then we'll do the fire wand, and then we'll do the magic wands, and boom. All right, that's kind of as much as we can get out of it. A quick whip is fine. Is there any benefit to playing down this light tome? Not really. We'll just go ahead and play the spinach and end my turn because there's really nothing I can do. We have no card draw, unfortunately. This is exactly what I'm looking for, though. A whip, a light tome, and a bloody tear. 270 damage. Wham! That's enough to finish off the boss. Good, good. Okay. We could get ourselves a duplicator card so we can start firing off more projectiles, or I could build this into one of my cards and just start boosting up my stats that way. What's better, honestly, a duplicator or just making this a passive for an effect? I'm just going to go ahead and pick this up, and we'll attach it to something that is free. Let's say the, well, let's see. If I attach this to, I think it just attaches, it boosts my stats. I don't think it boosts a particular card, like, yeah, I think it applies to everything. Let's just put it on the free magic wand so that every time I just cast this, I can now cast more effects. That should be fine. We'll see how that works out later. Let's go and open up the chest for defeating the boss. This gets me another gem that I can attach into something. Deal spicy damage, or let's just boost up our might stat. Again, attach this to something I'm going to use frequently, like a 0-cost card, so I can just start boosting up stats non-stop. My goal is to ramp as crazy as I can. And now we're going to dig our way down into the second layer and see what else we can find. Hello, a chest. I'll take you. What do you have for me today? You're going to have more gems. We could have double damage, increase our area stats. We start doing splash damage or more might. Or we could just cash out. And if you want to get some gold, that's not a bad way to go ahead and start boosting up your characters in between runs. But I'm not going to do that. Let's go ahead and grab the double damage, and we're going to insert this on the fire wand, so this thing is going to hit like a truck, and it's very easy for me to build up. So now that thing could do like 200 damage. Like, double damage, pretty good. Now we're fighting some stronger enemies. We're getting some skelly boys mixed in, which is no bueno, but I mean, what can you do? Let's go ahead and place down a quick Antonio. I don't really need to place down an armor because I'm already blocked, so let's just use a whip. And that's all I can really do this turn. Like, the extra armor does absolutely nothing. So we'll sit back for a second. Magic wand, attack you. Boom. All right, so now we have extra amount stat up over here. I have 2 mana to work with. I'm just going to go ahead and finish these off rather than worry about a perfect combo right now. That's going to be fine. What else can we do over here? We can go look for some more of these little lanterns, looking for some good stuff. I know that there's a question mark down there. I'll get it in a minute. Let's do a magic wand like so, a quick light tome for the mana, and we'll do a fire wand, which is going to cast off a whole lot of extra attacks, just like that, and they're dead. Okay. I'm back up to full health right now, which is great. It's nice being able to heal after doing a few combats. Very useful to have that. You'll gain that ability over time. Let's do a quick Antonio, because he'll be boosting up some of my damage. We'll do then a magic wand. Again, we're still at combo 1. So don't think that you can just, like, keep stacking on cheap cards to build up the good stuff. Right? You gotta be very intentional. You want to constantly be ramping up. Crown XP growth, pretty nice. I'm going to take another light tome because I'm hoping I'm going to get some really big costing cards at some point. But more than 2 light tomes, I have a hard time believing that that's going to end up being a good thing for me. What do we find here? Permanently more mana. Thank you. That's the sort of thing that I would like to be able to say. All right, we'll get another fight here. So you'll see here that, like, this game is clearly very, very much, you know, all about Vampire Survivors, but, like, it's very not Vampire Survivors. Like, there's absolutely nothing about this that suggests this is a Vampire Survivors clone. We've seen enough of those to go around. No, this is a completely different kind of a game. Right? It's just a dungeon crawler, and you're doing some cool deck building. It's fast-paced, it's based on a familiar IP, but overall, like, if you don't like the original Vampire Survivors, that doesn't mean you're not going to enjoy this game. You actually very well might. And if you don't like this game, well, you know, okay, maybe you like actual Vampire Survivors. Like, it's just based on the IP, but it is not limited to it, if that makes any sense. So now we actually can totally do a full combo with Bloody Tear, which would mean it does a ton of damage in a boss fight situation, which I am looking forward to. We need some other big cards, though. I know that. Let's place down the armor, the spinach, then we'll use a slightly stronger whip that at least gets rid of a couple of the bats. We'll take 1 damage here, no biggie. This is not great because I can't build a combo here. We can do light 1, but notice we aren't empowering fire wand because we didn't place a 0 cost first. So that's why you really need those. If you're going to have level 1 cards, you need those level 0s as well, man. It's kind of important. All right, I'm going to skip the boss for a brief moment. Let's deal with another enemy over a Mia. I'm going to go for, I don't know, let's say probably the magic wand and then the whip, and that does a couple attacks. We'll do a little armor. That's enough to protect me if we do get hit again. Fire wand should finish it off. Good, okay. What else can we get here? Sometimes I found really cool stuff out of these lanterns. Well, there we go, floor chicken. I mean, it only gave me 1 HP, but I mean, like, sometimes you find something useful. You never know. This game does get kind of hard as you get further and further down, though, so don't get it twisted. It is going to get kind of tough. Let's go with the magic wand to boost up my duplicator. We'll boost up our might, and then I'll do bloody tear, which, even though I don't have a combo, is still enough to finish off a whole load of skeletons. 3 rows of these suckers. All right. Now, one thing I would like to be able to see here is the deck, so let's take a quick look here. So this is what's left. We've got a lot of 1-cost cards sitting around here. We need more 0 costs, and I need I need 0s and 2s. This is almost like trying to build like a really good ramp in a Hearthstone deck. Same idea. I'm going to pick up the duplicator because we don't have this yet. So I feel like this could be kind of nice. Just more projectiles means my other weapons get more effective over time. Let's do some armor and a spinach, and then another Antonio. We have enough armor, so I'm fine. We have nothing to stack. Yeah, this is where, like, if I could just draw more cards, I'd feel a lot happier about our situation. A lot happier. The extra mana did absolutely nothing. Okay, this is just really not working for me here, is it? We're doing a lot of damage to this guy's armor, but, like, we can't do anything else right now. Good lord. Okay, armor, and then duplicator for lots of projectiles, a little bit of spinach. We're drawing all the worst things we could get here. Nothing is lining up here. Nothing at all. Oy, 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 oy. Okay, another magic wand, and that's enough to finish him off. We have so many extra projectiles. Like, we were going to do a lot. I could pick up the knife for some more 0 costs, and I think I will because we're a little bit oversaturated on 1s right now. So 0s and 2s, that's kind of what I think I want. Spicy damage twice as hard. Let's just go ahead and go for another might stat. Just toss that onto the knife. Again, I'm just sort of building up with cheap cards that I can always play every turn that I have it, no matter what. Always worth boosting up stats. Okay, what do we have over here? Well, we do see a big chest over in the bottom right of the map, so I do want to work my way over to that next. Play down the knife, play the light tome, play the bloody tear, finishes them off. Easy. Bye, Antonio. Thanks for stopping by. You were great. I love you. He's gone. More skeletons. We'll go for an Antonio, we'll go for a duplicator, and then we'll do a really strong bloody tear that does 160 damage to all enemies. I mean, like, that's really good, dude. Like, yeah, if you don't have combos, you're just not playing this game correctly. That's just the way of it. Like, combos are the only way you're going to win. All right, big boss fight here against some of these zombies. We have no 0 costs. Well, don't that suck? All right, light tome, spinach, fire wand. It's enough to finish off 3 enemies. We're going to take 1 damage here. Not a big deal. Annoying, but okay. Armor, light tome, really big bloody tear. Wham, 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 wham. Okay. Another hollow heart wouldn't be a bad thing to toss in just because it is an exhaustible card, and if I can get a little bit of extra permanent HP, that's great. I'm not going to play it right now, though, because I want to empower it to make it stronger. So let's go for a magic wand, another duplicator, then we'll do a knife. Wham, 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 wham. All we can do, we take a little damage, not a big deal. Lots of 0 costs. Man, if I just could draw and hold more cards at a time, wouldn't that just be nice? It'd be so nice, but the game is choosing not to give me anything. There we go. All right, let's go for a hollow heart. Now we have permanently a little bit more to work with. Duplicator means we'll have even more later on. You can jump, by the way. You can skip 0 and go from 1 to 2 and empower it, and that is actually fine. So I'll kill the enemy if I do this, but just to prove my point, light tome here, now bloody tear is empowered. So we skipped the 0 tier, but we do at least get to still move up consecutively, and that's okay. It's really not a big deal. Would have been ideal, obviously, to have the 0, but if you don't, it's okay. All right, what do we get here? Draw more cards. Yes, I need card draw. We'll toss it onto a light tome. Now it's always worth playing that light tome if we can, because now not only do I have enough mana to make it worthwhile, but more card draw is just going to be great. So let's do that here. We don't need the mana, so I'm actually going to boost up the spinach, then we'll do the light tome, draw a card, we get Antonio. That's actually enough armor to protect me this time around. Magic wand, knife, whip, and they're dead. Okay, that's fine. Trying to level up as quick as we can. Now, one of the other characters you can pick up very early in the game is Imani, who is the magic wand character from Vampire Survivors, and she's actually really quite good. Armor, light tome, drawing a card. Yes, bloody tear. There we go. You build up such an incredibly high experience stat, like you'll be leveling up like crazy. It is great. Now, one thing I don't like is that you can't just, as far as I know, skip a choice. Like if I don't like any of these, because it's just going to throw off my curve, Well, too freaking bad. So I'm going to go for the crown because it's something I can destroy later on. It's a permanent boost for us. But, like, I'd like to be able to say, you know what? These cards are terrible. I'd rather go with nothing so I don't mess up my card draw. But the game says, nope, you must live with it. Well, okay then, I guess. We got the duplicator. Nothing I can do with that light tome. We're going to take some damage here. That does suck. Let's see. Armor and Fire Wand finishes them off. Okay, that's fine. Next fight coming up. And there is a chest or something over to my left, so we'll take that in a second. I don't like any of this. Let's go for the light tome, pray for a 0. There we go. Knife, 30% more XP from the crown. Do the duplicator. There we go. We're going to take a little bit of damage this time as well, but again, permanently, we're now a little bit stronger. Antonio, whip. Finish them off good. Antonio does stick around for a little bit, by the way. He can do up to 5 cards, so it's worth picking him up. Oh, this is important. Okay, when this guy is just running around, just mash the button and just try to hit him for as much as possible, get a load of XP. That's it. First time I ever saw him, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to time this? And I got almost nothing out of it. That would have sucked. Let's go for the candle, because I want some more 0 costs. But my deck is getting a little on the thick side right now, and I don't think there's a way to remove cards, which is a small problem, in my opinion. I'd like to be able to remove some cards, kind of vampire... sorry, not vampires. Slay the Spire. There we go. Kind of Slay the Spire style. I'd like to be able to remove some cards and have a much more deliberate deck that I'm pulling from, especially if I'm only going to get like 3 cards. That said, I've seen screenshots from this game of people holding like 20 cards in their hands. Like, there has to be a way to do some really cool stuff with that. I just don't know what it is yet, but that might just be part of the progression system. So what do we have in our deck still? We've still got a decent number of cards. I mean, I really want some 2-cost cards more than anything. That's what I really want. The extra armor for defense I'm going to take here, even though I don't really want a 1-cost card. I do feel like I'm getting to a point as we get down to the next floor. I'm going to be happy to have some defense because the enemy is going to start hitting really hard at some point. Let's go for Antonio. Let's go for the duplicator, do the armor. That's all we can do. That's enough to keep me mostly protected. There's my bloody tear. So we all know how this works. Knife, spinach, whammo! And we go down to a big shambling Bausch. But you're not going to last much longer, right? Probably, right? Candle, light tome, draw a card. Dang it. We go for magic wand and a whip. Okay, he's going to get a lot of defense on him, but that's not a big deal. Now he's going to hit me. Let's go for a light tome. I'm trying to... Well, actually, I just realized that's not my card draw version, so it doesn't matter. All right, we have no combos to work with. I can just try to defend some of the damage. Take 3. Good lord, this is like the exact same thing. What the heck happens? What gives? All right, fine. The double damage is still enough, even without the combo, to finish him off. Bracer, increase hand by 1. Yes, that's a 2-cost card. It's going to take a little bit of work to enable, but holding on to more cards is going to give me so many options. It's great. Area stat or armor? I want to take the armor for the defensiveness, and I'm going to put it on this light tome, so ideally we can just get a little bit of something. That's now better than a lot of just normal armor cards. And I get mana, so it's basically just a freebie under all cases. Cool. So we're on the last floor here. This is where the big scary boss is going to be. Our HP is looking okay. It could be better, but this is okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Quick whip. That is not enough to defend. Enemies are hitting a lot harder all of a sudden. Yeah, there's nothing to build up good here. Let's go for the projectile. Let's boost up our hand by 2. So we're going to draw a lot of cards. There we go. Now we've got options to work with. And this is one of the things I find the most frustrating in the game is, like, I'd really, really, really like to be able to have more cards in my hand very early on in the game. Like, I'd really like that. I feel so limited in this game right now. But I do think that it's just going to end up being part of the progression system, and it is what it is. Light tome, bloody tear, finish him off. Thank you. God, that bloody tear is just working out beautifully for me. And it is periodically healing me, though I don't know... Oh, hey, floor chicken. I don't know where I'm going to be able to get... what am I saying? Crit stats. Yeah, more like critical chance and stuff. All right, we can now get a card to get a permanent stat boost. So if I get rid of the bracer permanently in all runs, I can just have an extra hand. So the question is, am I willing to get rid of this for a permanent bonus, or do I hold on to it to try and build up a stack, and in a long-term fight, this ends up being better? The answer is I'm willing to get rid of it. I'm willing to get rid of this so I can permanently just have one extra bit of a hand, and that way I think like it's going to make me my early fights a lot easier and more consistent, so I take less damage. I just think it's going to end up being a better way to go. So let's go for a candle, let's go for a light tome, let's go for armor, let's go for golden armor. More than enough armor, but it's fine. What am I going to do? Let's go for a knife and a spinach, then a magic wand and a duplicator. So that's now boosted up. I've got a lot of duplications going on here. More enemies coming in. We're going to go for the whip, as we often do, followed by a light tome. Never mind. We're going to grab the crown, which I will play first because that's already comboed. Then we'll bloody tear and finish them off. Okay, so now we're up to 100% extra XP generation, which is great. And what else can we find along here? I could go straight for the boss and just try to end things right now, and that's actually fine, but I'd like to farm out some money. Farming out money is not a bad idea. Whip, spinach, bloody tear. I don't even need armor. A good offense is a good defense, gosh dang it. That's what I've been told my whole life, and I stand by it. It's a very formative saying for me. It's why I'm so aggressive in everything I do. All right, whip, and let's go for the duplicator, then the Antonio, then the light tome. Draw a card. It's armor. It's still gonna take 4 damage. These zombies are scary, but what can you do? Let's go for another magic wand, followed by a light tome. Doesn't matter, I guess. Candle, a knife, whatever. If you clear out the wave of enemies that was attacking you, like, the other guys will take damage behind them, but you won't take any damage, which is kind of nice. All right, we're gonna go for probably the fire wand plus a one. Easy enough. Oh gosh, what do we want here? I will take another magic wand. Yeah, I guess another magic wand is okay-ish. I don't know. I think this extra hand size is proving to be very, very, very valuable to me, but it could also be a heck of a lot better. Bloody Tear. That's what you're looking for, man. It is the winning card every single time. Some of these evolutions are really, really powerful, but like if I had evolved, let's say, my fire wand with my spinach, you could have done that, and that would have been very good, but like it would have cost you 3 mana, and for a lot of the early game, I would have been able to do absolutely nothing with that. Let's go for the candle. We can go for the whip. We can go for Antonio. We can go for Bloody Tear. I mean, like, it does enough to make sure I don't take any damage, but not enough to finish them off amazingly. Another bracer? Yeah, actually, I'll take another bracer, and we'll just go ahead and place it. There we go. So now I might be able to get even more value out of it. Another knife is enough to finish these guys off. Okay. So if I find another vending machine, like, that's cool and all, but, like, I mean, now for a long-term fight, if I'm very careful with my bracer, I can get massive hand sizes, which I think is going to be great. Magic wand, duplicator, a candle, and another magic wand. Finish off these attackers. Looking good. All right. 5 more enemies remaining. Armor, fire wand should be enough to finish them off. Okay. And then there's 2 more main fights, then we go to the boss. I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I'm full health, so, like, this could be a lot worse for me. Let's go ahead and pick up... If I don't do the light tome first, then we won't have enough mana to do the rest, but the bloody tear is already good enough, so I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm overthinking that part. I'm getting so focused on trying to get good combos, I'm not just going for checkmate, which is dumb. Fire wand, bloody tear. See? Instant death. Like, who even cares? All right, that was easy. Another crown, more hollow heart. Honestly, max health I don't think does me a lot of good. XP, maybe? I guess I'll take it since it is exhaustible and doesn't thicken out my deck in a bad way. And then let's go ahead and fight that boss. Now, the final boss is usually based on something very familiar from the original. So in this case, we have that giant mantis thing over there. That guy's kind of scary, right? Kind of a little bit. Let's go for the light tome, try to draw some cards. I was hoping for a 0 cost, didn't get it. Bloody tear, finish off a bunch of flowers. Not enough to end them entirely, but it feels pretty good. We're not going to take any damage, so armor doesn't matter to me, so I don't mind just doing like a quick fire wand, and we'll just end the turn because the extra armor is not going to stick around anyway. This is just a bunch of 0 costs. Why are we drawing all the worst possible options here? All right, whatever. Magic wand, crown, might as well, then armor, and then whip. Okay, we've got almost enough armor, so that didn't do a whole lot to me. There's our bracer. All right, magic wand, duplicator, bracer for the rest of the fight before I fight the actual boss, because he's going to hit like a truck. In fact, in my case, it might be better leaving these flowers alive for a little bit so I don't have to face him. But now I've got a lot of hand size. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Let's go for an Antonio. Let's place down another duplicator or a spinach. Let's go for the spinach. Let's go for the hand size. Then we'll go for the knife. Then we'll go for... I don't actually have enough mana for the rest, so never mind. I was thinking to do the duplicator anyway, but I was wrong. Here comes the boss. He's a giant scary bug, but I've got all of the cards I could possibly want. Thank you. All right, so we'll do that. Then we'll do a light tome to draw a little bit more. Then we'll do the bloody tear. Wham, wham, wham. Thank you, ma'am. Then we'll go for the whip and a duplicator, and that's all I can do with that. We'll do a quick candle plus a fire wand for 816 damage. Jesus, and he's dead. All right, now we can draw something new. Oh, an axe. Another 2-cost card. Don't mind if I do. I actually could use more of those. There's our chest. Let's go ahead and pop this sucker open. All right, we get an evolution. Ooh. I'll take this because I haven't actually done this yet. Sure, why not? Let's just go ahead and evolve the axe. Now it's going to be the Death Spiral, a 3-cost card. And we can start digging our way. But oh no, it's death! And we're dead. Now notice he was going to do 100 damage. I kind of wonder if I had enough like health, could I actually fight the guy? I wouldn't be surprised. Like if this is anything like Vampire Survivors, there's going to be a load of achievements and unlockables that's just going to add the replayability of this game for freaking ever. But the rest of this is looking very familiar, so we can see here, unsurprisingly, Bloody Tear was amazing. Fire Wand did some pretty good work for us. Whip was never actually a very, very strong card for us, but you know, I mean, it cleared out a lot of early enemies, and it mostly was existing as a stat enabler. That's what I really cared about. We get some coins for finishing the run, and that's that. Now we've discovered Bloody Tear, so that's an achievement done. Thank you for the extra money. Nice! Now, once you've finished with a run, what can you do? Well, you can go to a shop like so, and this is where you can spend your money doing exactly what you do in Vampire Survivors, which is permanently boost up some of your stats, and some of them are actually pretty good. So boosting up your might to just start with an extra 25% damage, not bad. Extra healing after every run, not bad. More XP, a bit of luck, could mean that you have an opportunity for a reroll. Your crawlers stay around a little bit longer. If you have the Spellbinder, start with some armor. You get the idea. Lots of things you can do here to try and boost stuff up, and I don't even have everything unlocked. There is a lot more that we're going to be able to do. On top of that, if I go to, let's say, the Town Hall, we can see all of our current unlockables. So Rune Tracer is something that I would want to do. Play a Fire Wand card. We can unlock a new person. Unlock the Garlic, pick up floor chickens, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's so many achievements. There are so many unlockables that you can play with here. It's just like Vampire Survivors in that way. And one thing that's actually really cool is this demo, the progress you make in the demo will carry over if you decide to buy the full game later on. So you're not even wasting your time. It's actually just like an early access for free, which is cool. Let's unlock these other characters just so I can say that I have them. There we go. So now we have a character who starts with a knife, add 1 amount whenever this is played. Okay. And then we have someone who starts off with the Rune Tracer. Have I used those before? No. Do I know what they do? Absolutely not. But it sounds kind of cool. So these are our starting lineups over here. And then if we wanted to, we pop over to, let's say, the Inlaid Library as our next map, and yeah, you get the idea. It's all pretty cool. So is this a fun game? I would say actually, yeah, surprisingly. It's not Vampire Survivors. It's just not the same kind of game. This is not your typical clone. It really is just taking a lot of the parent game material, the same general theme, all the familiar characters and weapons, so you have an idea what you're getting into. But like, if you just don't like horde survival games, that does not mean that you should not give Vampire Crawlers a shot. It's a pretty fast-paced, fun little deck builder roguelite. I actually have been enjoying it. I think it's good. It's a solid game. It is worth your attempt. And if you want to play it on the demo, it's going to be on Steam. I'll include a link in the description down below if you'd like to give it a shot. So thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative and helpful in some way. If you did, I'd ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.